So hello everyone. Today I will explain to you our mobile application Softcare. So Softcare is a caregiving booking platform wherein it is for two users. First is for client who has elderly in their home and in need of caregiving service, and second is for caregivers who can market their skills and experience and has caregiving certificates to clients who has in need in their service. So as we can see as we open our app, you can see our logo, login button, and create an account. So for our logo, it is a red and blue color because it represents health and safety. And as you can see on the red part, that is the caregiver that is taking care of the client or the elderly, which is the blue shaped one. So now I will explain to you in creating account for the client side. You will click create an account. Then type your working email address. This is very important because the application will send you a verification link to confirm your account creation, password, name, birth date, contact, your city, address, then click care seeker. Sorry for this, should I say design, because it should be on the upper side to determine that if you are creating account for a caregiver or you are a care seeker. The difference that if you are a caregiver, you have a rate per hour that will show in the profile. Then click sign up. After clicking sign up, you will go to your email and spam folder because the system will send you a link to confirm your account. Then your account will be working in our application. So, for example, I have account already. I will sign up my account. So, for example, the account that I will type here in the email is not registered on our application. Then the system will say that there is no user record responding to this identifier on this email. So it's not in the database. So I will select my registered account, which is this one. And then click the sign in button. So when you sign in, you can see our homepage for top rated caregivers and suggested for you. And as you can see, they have their names, a location, customer reviews, and ratings per hour. And as you browse for caregiver, this information will help you in selecting the caregiver that you want and you prefer. For example, when we click Charles Gantes, you can see his email, his rating per hour, and the amount of reviews, and the description of the caregiver. So for example, he's a nurse, he has 10 years experience, specialist in taking care of elderly. So that's the factor in selecting caregivers. So we also have messages, the bookings that is on the later dates, then the upcoming bookings, and also we have the history where the caregiving service that is done before. You can add a review on this one and how many stars you will give, and the profile. In the profile section, you can update your description in here as well. And when you want to change your picture, just click this picture, and any pictures that is saved on your mobile phones, you can select that one. So for our top rated caregivers, the reason why there is a top rated caregivers because these caregivers have many reviews. As you can see, we have 3 reviews and Bernal has 3 reviews as well. And their ratings is high because we just make it a sample that the rating is high, and our application will automatically give a spotlight for caregivers who have high customer ratings, so they can be seen on the first glance. Then on the search bar, you will see the search and address on search, you can type a caregiver name if you know someone, or a keyword such as nurse. And when you type nurse, the application will suggest will show the caregiver who has description nurse in their profile. When you see this one, nurse, and for example, you want to have a caregiver that has medtech experience. I mean medtech, that is also a medtech caregiving service, is also, it is based on their profile. And then when you want to find a caregiver that specifically basing on a location, you can type here in address. For example, you will type here Maa, then people who are living in who are registered here in Maa can be seen in this search bar. So Maa. So that will help you in selecting caregivers. So for our main feature, if you are decided already on who will caregiver you want to book, for example, Bernal Diaz, you will just select his profile, then click the book button. In book button, a calendar will appear based on their schedule, and as you can see, the dates that have bookings have dots on their numbers on the dates. When you want to click it, some have available time and some have no available slot already, because they are booked on whole day. For example, let's book on December 16. They have three available days, which is the 8 to 12 p.m., 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., and 8 to 5 p.m. So let's say that we want to book this caregiver for a whole day, and when you click caregiver, the this tab will appear. The payment have calculated already the amount of hours the caregiver has to do his or her caregiving service. It's being calculated already. We have the date on the right side and the time as well, 8 to 5 p.m. Then this part is a to-do list, or this is an additional feature which is different from other booking platform, because we can on different booking caregiving platform, because we can send a caregiver a to-do list, so that it is easier for him with to perform the caregiving service without asking entirely, and convenient for client as well. So for example, if I am the client, I will instruct the caregiver to assist the elderly for food intake a at 12 p.m. and so on. So you can add a to-do list message for this caregiver. Then when you click proceed, this is to prevent from other people making a mistake on booking. We have a booking confirmation. Please press confirm to book. Then when it is booked, and it's booked already. So if we go back on booking, the 16 is already full slot, and the 16, yes, it has a dot already. And then that's the purpose of our another feature, which is the history. This is the bookings that is going to be service on the later dates, which is December 16, the booking on December 22, December 17. Then if the caregiver is and when the service is done when the day is ended. So if on December 16 the booking is done, you can click the history, then add a review. In adding a review, um for example, Charles Contest, you can select a 5 stars, 4 stars, or 3 stars based on the performance or the service of the caregiver. Then you can also add the message as well. Submit review. And now Bernal Diaz will explain caregiver side wherein the booking is done. That's all for the client side, and I hope that it will help you understand the purpose of our app, where it is a platform for caregivers and clients to communicate with each other, and an organized schedule for caregivers, and to know the information of every caregiver, the profile. That's the relevance and the importance of our application.
Today, I'll show you how a caregiver user creates an account. So by clicking the Create an Account button, the sign up page will be seen. So first thing that the caregiver user needs to input is the email. So this is very important. For example, I'll be typing my email. Then the next thing will be the password. And then the name of the caregiver. Then the birth date. So the caregiver can choose right here, or he or she can type his or her birth date. Then after that, the contact number. Then the barangay where the caregiver is located. Then the next thing will be the city or municipality. Then here, the caregiver must choose the user type caregiver. Then after choosing the caregiver user type, the caregiver can input his or her rate per hour. So for example, I'll be typing the rate per hour. So this all of these are just personal information about the caregiver. Then after doing it so, by the caregiver will now click the sign up button. So after clicking the sign up button, there will be a verification link that will be sent through his or her email. Once the care seeker books the client, the caregiver can view the to-do list of the care seekers by doing the double clicking of the profile of the care seeker. So here you can see the to-do list of the care seeker, and this serve as an instruction for the caregiver to the service. So this is now the homepage screen of the caregiver. This is where they can see the incoming bookings and recently booked. So here in the recently booked, the caregiver can see all of the care seeker that booked before. So the caregiver can view the review of the care seekers. So for example, by Rigel Kent Alonzo, the care seeker. The caregiver can view the review and the rating of the care seeker. The caregiver can also view the total amount of the payment of the care seeker. So here, then the next one by Jeffrey, the care seeker. Also, the caregiver can view the time and the date of it. And here, the incoming bookings, the caregiver can view all of the incoming bookings. So this is just the example of the where the care seeker booked the caregiver. So for example, by Fran, they can view the time and date of the available time being that the care seeker booked. And then after that, we'll go to the history. So the care seeker can now view the history page. As you can see in our app, the caregiver cannot cancel or cannot do any confirmation when the care seeker books the caregiver. Before, in our proposed idea, there was a cancellation of the booking where caregivers can cancel the book of the client. However, there was a concern regarding about that, and then we decided to just implement only the upcoming bookings where the idea of that is it will be automatically confirm the book of the care seekers. But then, during our testing, the feedback from our care seekers and caregivers suggested to have just a cancellation from both ends. So for the recommendation in the future, the care seeker should have a down payment for the booking and cannot cancel the day before of the service. And this is due to prevent the cancellation as well as for the caregivers to be less hassle for them.